In some cases, we want to put the cell values all together into one cell. So in this case, let's say we want to make a full name for this, right, from this one. And some names has its own title, right? So we want to say Miss E.D. White in here. Okay, in our lecture note, one of the suggestion is using the name of array. So let's define the names of each column here. So let's say no, select all A, okay, column A, and in formulas, one of the choice is define name. So click and define name, and it suggests title. So let's just say title, okay, and click OK. Then it changed the name, right? It's the name of the box. Okay, if you select column B, it only showing the first cell number B1, right? But if you define new name there, like a surname, click OK, then this one changed that way. Okay, so by the same way, how about initials for the column C? Okay, so each of these three columns has its own name on there. Then to combine these cell values in here, for example in D2, all we need is just typing equals and the names of each of these columns in certain way that you want to put. Okay, so first, how about title, right? Then can you see that this the color of the font is not black, it's blue, and it appears there's a kind of black blue box around that column A because it has the name title. Okay, and of course it's not case sensitive in Excel, so even when you start with the capital T for the name of this, it's still you can call it by starting with a small t here. And now we want to put that information from column A with information from column C, initial first. Then we want to use this ampersand in there, and the name of that column is initials. So then that is surrounded by green, and the color of that title is the input is changed to green. And lastly, we want to put surname in there, then that surname. So then all together it combined with blue, green, and purple colors, and that's the kind of order. Hit enter. You might need to adjust the column size, and you see Miss E.D. White. Okay, then we can apply same rule by just copying and paste for the remaining cells in here. We got it. Now one of the problem here is when you define or you collect all the information from these cells to get in there, it doesn't recognize the spaces, or actually it doesn't include any spaces. So within your information, if it has a space in there, it keeps that space here, which we don't like. Okay, so there is a way we can put extra spaces or anything we want to put in there. So let's go back to here, and in there we want to put spaces, and this is the title of each column, so we just could call it by the name, but this space is its own string, so string should be surrounded by quotation, double quotation mark. And because it's a space, so we need to put space bar here and make one space and put this ampersand around it. So that gives one space between title and the initials. And if you want to do the same thing for between initial and surname, we can put this double quotation, space, and another double quotation, and ampersand. Let me hit enter. Then you can see there is extra spaces between the title and initial and surname. So we can apply same rule for the whole thing again like that. Then looks like it's good, except one case. The second person doesn't have any title, or at least we don't see any title in that cell. So it's kind of off from other part, right? The other cases you can start with Miss, Mr., Doctor, like that, right? So there is a function in Excel to actually trim that cases. And let me make another new, insert a new column there. And please follow the lecture note, but we want to kind of copy this value into here. So simply we can put equals, and that is enough. Then problem is we are going to get the same one. So instead of that, we can put this function, which is trim. And it's not case sensitive, so hit enter. There's no difference between there, but let me copy this whole thing for entire column. Then the only difference here is between these two cells. Indeed, there is a space because we define one extra space in front of initial, right? So that's how you get this extra space in there. And this trim function actually delete the unnecessary space in front of that information. So start with this P directly by that.